Celtics fans, what a performance we just witnessed, and it's impossible not to be excited about the way Jaylen Brown is playing right now. He's showing a new layer to his game, a skill that not only helps him dominate in the present, but can carry him deep into his 30s. It's that combination of awareness, control, and precision that sets elite players apart. Watching him drive, get low, and use his body to draw contact without necessarily dunking or forcing his way to the rim is something most players struggle to even conceptualize. You see him lower his shoulder, feel the defender's arm, and rise through it to take the jumper. It's a subtle, almost instinctual movement, but it creates opportunities for fouls, points, and momentum shifts. The beauty of it is that it's sustainable. Even if his explosiveness diminishes, as we've seen with his past injuries, this skill remains a constant weapon. Beyond Jaylen, the role players are stepping up in a way that's crucial for the Celtics' success. Josh Minott, Nish Kata, and Jordan Walsh are contributing at key moments, turning what could have been a shaky game into a convincing victory. These are the players who often go unnoticed, but whose performances define the team's ceiling. Minott, in particular, is showing remarkable growth as a starter, attacking the rim, spacing the floor with threes, and converting fast breaks into points. Kata's impact is equally profound. He anchors the pick and roll, rolls hard to the basket, and controls the defensive glass. His presence allows the Celtics to transition effectively and keeps the defense honest, opening lanes for others. Then there's Jordan Walsh, a true energy player who changes the dynamic as soon as he steps onto the court. His defensive instincts, timely rebounds, and even offensive contributions remind everyone why minutes are earned, not given. The Celtics thrive when these guys play at their best, and that synergy has been on full display. Looking at the game itself, the first quarter was brutal. The Celtics struggled to find any rhythm, allowing far too many second-chance points and leaving themselves in a hole early. But Jaylen Brown's dominance immediately shifted the narrative. Scoring 16 points in that opening quarter alone kept the team within striking distance and set up an incredible comeback in the second quarter. It's remarkable to see a player not only shoulder that responsibility, but elevate the team around him. The offense started clicking, the defense tightened up, and a 44-23 run completely turned the game on its head. Moments like that highlight the value of a player who can take control and impose his will while still creating space for teammates to shine. The shooting balance was another key factor. No one was forcing shots. Every attempt came with purpose and confidence. Jaylen was efficient. Minott found his rhythm. And even players like Pritchard and Derek White were contributing when it mattered most. White's mid-range jumper, soft and reliable, finally started falling, giving him the confidence to make his presence felt on both ends. His defensive contributions, steals, blocks, rebounds, continue to underscore the importance of well-rounded play. This is exactly what the Celtics need. A mixture of star power, emerging talent, and energy players all performing their roles in harmony. It's worth noting just how much Nish Kata influences the game's flow. When he's active and engaged, the Celtics' offense and defense respond in kind. His screens open up opportunities for fast breaks, his rebounding secures possessions, and his rim protection keeps the opposition honest. When Kata plays at his peak, it's almost like the team collectively elevates around him. This kind of impact can't always be captured in simple stat lines, but watching the game, it's impossible to ignore. Add in mind its career-high scoring performance, including multiple dunks and threes, and the offensive output becomes nearly unstoppable when the team clicks. Each of these role players stepping up ensures that Jaylen Brown isn't carrying the burden alone and allows the Celtics to be versatile and unpredictable. The coaching adjustments also deserve mention. Joe Mazzulla is finding the right rotations, emphasizing defensive intensity, and giving these role players opportunities to flourish. Watching him manage the flow, especially in moments where the bench needs to sustain leads or counter runs, shows a keen understanding of team dynamics. His guidance allows Minott, Kata, and Walsh to maximize their contributions without forcing plays or taking them out of rhythm. The combination of coaching, emerging talent, and elite star play creates a dynamic that keeps opponents guessing and allows the Celtics to dominate in stretches, even after poor starts. Every possession becomes a lesson in patience and execution. Jalen's ability to drive with calculated awareness, the role player's ability to maintain intensity, and the overall team's synergy create moments that define games. These performances highlight the depth of the roster, the significance of basketball IQ, and the potential for sustained success over the season. With each game, the Celtics are proving that they're not just relying on individual talent, but on a collective understanding of spacing, timing, and opportunity. Each player stepping up creates cascading effects, open shots, fast breaks, and defensive stops that fuel momentum. Even when facing adversity, like poor first-quarter starts or early season inconsistencies, the Celtics demonstrate resilience. The team's capacity to reset, adjust, and execute is a testament to both coaching and player commitment. Watching Jaylen Brown manage the pace, combined with Minott, Cotta, and Walsh seizing their moments, makes for an exhilarating narrative of growth and synergy. The development of these skills, drawing fouls intelligently, executing pick and rolls, spacing the floor, and maintaining defensive intensity, paints a picture of a team capable of deep playoff runs. The strategy isn't just about scoring points. It's about controlling the tempo, leveraging individual strengths, and creating an environment where every contributor can thrive. As we continue watching the Celtics this season, it's clear that games like these aren't just about wins. They're about establishing identity. Jaylen Brown's evolution, the breakout performances of role players, and the coaching adaptability all feed into a larger narrative. The Celtics are building more than just a record. They're developing habits, confidence, and understanding that will sustain them against the league's toughest competition. Every quarter, every rotation, every decision on the floor contributes to a story of growth, resilience, and strategic brilliance that is captivating to witness. Picking up where we left off, the role players continue to define the Celtics' identity on the floor, and it's impossible to overstate how much of an impact their contributions have on the team's rhythm. Josh Minott, for instance, has been phenomenal in stretching defenses and creating opportunities out of transition. When he's aggressive, hitting threes and finishing at the rim, it forces opponents to make tough choices, opening driving lanes for Jaylen and creating mismatches in the paint. The beauty of his game right now isn't just the scoring, but how it influences spacing and timing across the lineup. His energy on both ends allows the Celtics to maintain a high tempo and keeps defenders constantly guessing. Every possession he touches becomes a subtle chess match, and the outcomes often shift momentum dramatically. Cotta has been equally influential, and watching him operate is a lesson in how intelligence and timing can be just as critical as raw athleticism. His pick-and-roll execution, coupled with his defensive awareness, allows him to manipulate the opposition, making himself a threat without needing to dominate the ball. He sets screens that aren't just effective. They're perfectly timed, creating alley-oops, open shots, or mismatches that allow the Celtics to punish teams for defensive lapses. On the defensive side, Cotta's positioning and anticipation disrupt passing lanes and force contested shots, which in turn leads to transition opportunities. It's not always flashy, but when you watch the footage closely, you see that his presence directly elevates everyone around him, from the starters to the bench. Jordan Walsh, on the other hand, embodies the energy spark that can swing a game in moments where the margin is tight. His rebounds, hustle plays, and defensive rotations shift the tempo in real time, giving the Celtics an edge in possessions that might otherwise be lost. When he hits timely threes or contributes on fast breaks, it's the icing on the cake, creating bursts that complement Jaylen's scoring and the offensive flow orchestrated by the team. Walsh's ability to adapt quickly, make smart decisions, and inject energy at the right moments makes him invaluable, especially when the team is facing adversity. Looking at the bigger picture, the interplay between the stars and role players has been seamless in recent games. Jaylen Brown isn't just a scoring machine. He's a playmaker who understands how to leverage the strengths of his teammates. His drives, his awareness of defenders, and his ability to read rotations allow him to create high-percentage opportunities for others. This level of court vision, combined with his scoring, makes him a nightmare for opposing defenses. He draws contact, executes efficiently, and keeps defenses honest, all while knowing that Minot, Kata, and Walsh are ready to exploit every lapse. The synergy is palpable, and it's exactly the type of cohesion that teams need to compete at the highest level. Defensively, the Celtics are showing growth as well. Second chance points, which plagued them in the first quarter of recent games, have become far less of an issue as the team collectively tightens up. Kata's rim protection, Walsh's hustle, and the consistent effort from Minot reduce the opportunities for easy baskets. Even the rotation patterns have improved, with players anticipating cuts and closing gaps efficiently. This combination of offense and defense, where every player knows their role and executes with purpose, creates a framework that the team can rely on throughout the season. It's not just about individual talent. It's about a system where awareness, timing, and energy converge. The coaching staff deserves recognition here as well. Joe Mazzulla has shown an ability to identify strengths, adapt in real time, and trust his players to make plays within the system. The rotations allow for players like Minot and Kata to exploit mismatches without overexposing them, while also keeping the team's defensive integrity intact. His approach ensures that the Celtics don't rely solely on star talent, but instead cultivate a balanced attack where multiple contributors can shine. This depth is critical, especially in a league where star-heavy teams can be disrupted if role players fail to perform. Mazzulla's rotation choices and in-game adjustments have amplified the impact of role players, turning promising potential into tangible results. One of the most fascinating aspects of recent games is how the team responds to adversity. A slow start or early deficit doesn't result in panic, but instead triggers a recalibration. Players understand their responsibilities, and the collective effort amplifies each individual contribution. Jalen's scoring remains the engine, but it's the complementary actions of Minot, Kata, Walsh, and others that turn effort into domination. Whether it's timely cuts, defensive positioning, or hitting open shots, the Celtics have created an ecosystem where success breeds confidence and momentum flows naturally. The psychological impact of these performances can't be overstated. Opposing teams now have to account for multiple threats, not just Jalen. They are forced to respect Minot's perimeter shooting, Kata's pick-and-roll versatility, and Walsh's energy and timing. This spreads defenses thin, creating space and opportunities that weren't available before. It's a ripple effect. Every decision by the Celtics impacts the opponent, making them react and often misstep. This strategic advantage, combined with skill execution, is what differentiates good teams from championship-caliber squads. As the season progresses, the role players' ability to sustain this level of play will be crucial. It's not enough to perform sporadically. Consistent contributions, smart rotations, and energy management will dictate how far the team can go. Jaylen Brown's brilliance sets the tone, but the real strength lies in the depth and cohesion of the roster. Minot, Kata, and Walsh have already demonstrated that they can rise to the occasion, providing balance, momentum, and critical points. When these elements align, the Celtics don't just compete, they control games in ways that leave opponents scrambling. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The NBA rumor mill is heating up, and this latest whisper could shake the Eastern Conference to its core. Sources suggest that Eastern rival powerhouse, long known for its relentless intensity, may be parting ways with its elite center, a player whose presence in the paint has been nothing short of game-changing. The buzz? The Boston Celtics are allegedly the frontrunners to land this defensive titan, potentially elevating their interior defense to an entirely new level. While neither team has confirmed the move, the chatter is impossible to ignore. Analysts are speculating that if the trade materializes, the Celtics could finally solidify their defensive identity, something that has been a roller coaster over the past few seasons. With rim protection and rebounding often cited as areas of vulnerability for Boston, adding a true force in the paint could swing the balance of power in the East. Fans on social media are already divided. Some are thrilled at the prospect of a revamped Celtics defense, imagining pick-and-roll stifle before they even develop and fast breaks that meet a wall of formidable presence at the rim. Others question what Boston might be giving up, draft picks, young talent, or even a key role player, to secure a player who, while dominant defensively, comes with a hefty contract. The intrigue doesn't stop there. Rival East contenders are reportedly watching closely, aware that a trade like this could reshape playoff matchups. Questions swirl. Can the Celtics mesh this elite center with their current system? Will the chemistry survive? Or is this just another speculative rumor designed to stir the pot during a slow news cycle? Regardless, one thing is certain. The mere suggestion of this move has sparked conversation across sports networks, podcasts, and locker rooms alike. For the Celtics, it's a tantalizing prospect. For the Eastern Conference, it's a potential seismic shift that could redefine the defensive landscape. If the trade does happen, the team that once struggled to protect the paint could become an almost impenetrable fortress, and every rival will have to adjust accordingly. Until official confirmation drops, the NBA world will continue buzzing with speculation, debating the risks, rewards, and what this could mean for the upcoming season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.